Marshy. We'll go first to Kevin Dupont.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Just not asking to be the coach here, but in the end, where did you think on a team-wide scale you fell short against Islanders?
I think that we let them hang around in a couple games that I felt that we should have had. They're a very good team. They're very good at what they do and the way they play. They capitalize on their opportunities and they're very strong defensively. They don't give up a whole lot. But there's a couple games that I felt that we outplayed them, that we could have capitalized early on and we didn't, and it could have changed the series.
And if I could just add on a question here that I've asked the guys who are specifically local guys like Wags and Grizz, whereas even from Nova Scotia, I assume you go back for a few weeks. Is that what you do normally?
Yeah. I'll go home, but obviously they're shut down right now. They're pretty restricted back there, so I'm not going to go back right away. I'm going to kind of hang around here for a while and then make my way back eventually when things start to open up a little bit more.
So is that typically sort of essential mental health to get out of the city, especially after when it doesn't go right, the ending doesn't go right?
Oh, not so much. It has nothing to do with, the way things end up. You're not going to win every year. And I love being here. It's more just I want to get back and see my family. It's been, over a year since I've seen them. And I want to get home, but it's just, that's typically the routine we have for training and for skating. And, it's what I've always done. So I just like to be home in the summertime, and that's when I get the time to get home and see my family, and my kids and my wife get to see the family and everything back there. So that's more what it is. That's nothing to do with the way things end up during the year. We love the city, and the fans are awesome and are so supportive. So it's got nothing to do with getting away from Boston.
Thanks.
Steve Conroy.
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
Good.
Your whole line is all set contractually, but there are some big question marks going into this offseason. How concerned are you about the direction of the team and what may happen this offseason?
I'm not concerned. We have a group that wants to win every year, and a management and coaching staff and ownership that want to be competitive every year. So they're going to do everything they can in the offseason to make sure that the guys that they want back and to be competitive and all that. It's obviously out of my hands, but I have complete trust and faith in the management and ownership that they're gonna do whatever they can to make sure that we're a competitive team again next year.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Joe Haggerty.
Hey, Marshy, how's it going?
Good, bud.
Hey, I know you mentioned this the other night, a little bit after the game, but just how present in your mind is that feeling of, opportunity lost, of a window of time in your career to get cups and to have those opportunities, every year, have a feeling like you could win the cup and to not, realize that goal. And as you get older and you're in your 30s now, realizing that there's only so many kicks at the can, how present is that in your mind, in the days after a playoff loss?
Yeah, like very. That I think that's the biggest thing you probably draw upon after the season is the opportunity that we had, kind of where we fell short and, how hard it is to get there. And I think that's the biggest thing you continue to come back to is, we had a great team this year and we felt like we could have gone all the way and we should have gone all the way, but that's why, winning a cup is so rewarding and getting there so rewarding is because how hard it is. It doesn't matter how good you think you are. It's how you are able to come through in that time. And it is tough to look at, your age and I try not to look at, how much longer I have left, because I really obviously don't know, but you look at the group around us, and obviously guys are getting older, and again, it's not something I try to dwell on, but facts are facts that we're getting older every year, and who knows what's going to happen with the core, and obviously guys are going to start moving on. And it's tough, but like I said, the management group and coaching staff and ownership, they want to win so bad here that they're going to do whatever they have to make sure that we're a competitive team. And, that's why I love being part of this organization, is because they want to win just as bad as any player, and they do whatever they can every year to make sure that we're a competitive group. So I know we will be again next year, and I'm looking forward to that opportunity.
This was obviously a really challenging year for everybody in all walks of life, but how difficult do you think it was for your teammates, guys that are in their 20s, guys that are single, guys that don't have families to go home to? Like, how challenging do you think it was for those kind of guys that were on the team, and how much is everybody on the team looking forward to next year after getting that taste in the playoffs, sort of normalcy coming?
Yeah, there's no question that we're looking forward to next year again, getting back to normal games and travel routines and everything. And it's tough to sit here and complain about the situation we were in, because we were in a good situation and we were able to do our job and continue to play a sport at the end of the day, and a game. But it's definitely tough mentally. I think the biggest thing for the young guys is they're alone all the time and very, very secluded. And when you go away from the rink, we weren't allowed to do anything, so they were home all the time by themselves, and again, very isolated. There's no family around. We're not allowed to be friends and stuff like that. So it was definitely very tough on them, on all of us. But I think more on the younger guys and the single guys that have more of a life. But again, it's tough to sit here and say, compared to the rest of the world, that we're in a tough spot, because we were still able to work and kind of do our jobs.
Cam Roach.
Morning, Brad. Just a thought. Tuukka Rask revealed earlier to us that he played with a torn labrum for a good amount of time. He's going to get it repaired. Just a thought on that and what he went through to get ready to play for you guys. And also, do you kind of shake your head, or what's your reaction to the amount of criticism that this guy takes on a daily basis in this city?
Yeah, you know what, that's being a goalie is a tough job. They get all the praise when you win, and they get all of the heat when you lose. And unfortunately that's part of the job, but Tukes is a backbone of this team, and he's such a competitor. To battle through what he went through is, it speaks volumes of where he wanted to compete and battle for this group, his desire to win. It's like, those are the things that you don't see behind the scenes. I mean, there's a lot of guys that were hurt and playing through injuries and stuff, and they catch a lot of heat. But at the end of the day, that's kept private, and the respect that they gain amongst their group is astronomical. When you're willing to play and put yourself through pain and compete for the team and to win, that's part of this organization and the culture here. And I have a lot of respect for Tukes and what he tried to put himself and his body through to win this year. It's just unfortunate that we weren't able to do it for him.
Matt Porter.
Brad, kind of along those lines, Tuukka was saying that he's, might not be back until January or February, if he is back. There's kind of that open question there. How prepared are you guys to go forward without him, with Jeremy, with someone else in net, if that is what comes to pass?
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part of the business, is regardless of who's on the group, the following year, you have to move forward. And, if Tukes has to have surgery and, whatever his situation is, we have a job to do. And we want to win regardless who's in nets. And we have complete faith again in our group and the guys in front of Sway and Vladdy and Yarrow or Tukes or whoever's here. And we're going to compete and do our best to win. So regardless of the situation, again, that's not my job to worry about, but we all have to go out there and do the job, and regardless of who's on the group, we have to win, and that's the only goal here.
Michael Hurley.
Hey, Brad, kind of on the surgery front. Your season started with the surgery. You told us that had been bugging you for a while, and then you end up having, in terms of goals per game, points per game, your highest of your career. I'm wondering what your offseason plans are this year in terms of taking those more steps to improve your game.
Yeah, I was very happy with the way that it progressed through the season and the way it felt. It still really bothered me probably until a month ago. You know, and there's still a lot of recovery and healing that need to be done. So I'll probably still take a little bit of time and continue to let it heal up because it does still bother me. But again, I mean, every year you try to find something that you can improve upon. It's still a shorter off season this year, but you know, I'll try to continue to work on my game and be better and come back. That drive to win and to be better is still there. And so I'm going to work on it, you know, but I still do need to kind of take some time and just make sure that everything's feeling good.
Last question, Jimmy Murphy.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
Good one.
You know, there was a lot of talk this year and even, I guess, going into this past season, just, you know, the leadership core, like you were just discussing, is getting older, but you sort of have a second wave of leadership, so to speak, that you guys are filtering in there. Where do you think that second wave is now? How much do you think they matured, and how confident are you about that going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I feel really good about it. I think that they made huge strides this year, and they took some, you know, some big steps into becoming leaders and kind of filling those roles and feeling more comfortable and you know, getting more confidence. So that's what you need to continue. You need that, you know, continuously, you know, new energy and new players can come in and make a difference. And we had that this year. I mean, you look at our back end, especially the way that they stepped up and kind of filled those minutes, losing Z and Torrey. You know, they did a great job. So, you know, we need that to continue and keep improving year after year. That's the thing is it doesn't matter, you know, 1 year. It's how do you continue to grow and continue to be better. And you know, we don't want to take steps back in this organization. So, you know, we expect a lot of those guys they delivered this year, and we're going to need again even more next year.